I'm going to show you how to use a burette today. It's a piece of equipment that you may not have any experience with, and you can spell it two different ways, burette or burette. So if you look up any other videos or you need to write about it in your lab report, either spelling is fine, no big deal. So the first thing about burettes is that they are used to dispense liquid into another container. You'll see that this one is just filled with water, and the purpose of the burette is to drain a known volume of liquid into a container. The burette doesn't measure how much, like, you never are measuring how much water is in the burette. It's all about measuring by difference. So in order to use a burette, you have to know the starting point of the meniscus and the ending point of the meniscus, and that's how you know how much liquid has been dispensed into the container. The markings start at 0 at the top and end down at 50 at the bottom. You never want to drain liquid below 50. So that's going to be the final point of draining for a burette. So the tricky part that most people have trouble with is determining what is the starting volume and what is the ending volume, because it's difficult to know. Well, if you look here, first off, you want to get the meniscus to the best you can at eye level. So moving up and down in the clamp, you can see eye level on the burette. And the next step is, if you see the meniscus, you could see how some people would say, well, it's 6.5 or 7.5. Only one of those is correct. The way you read the burette is, think about you're measuring the amount of air in the burette, so you're measuring the bottom of the meniscus. And so you're always going to read it going down. So I would read the starting point as 6.50 as the starting point in this burette. Ways you can remember that. If the liquid started at 0 and say was drained to here, it would make more sense that would be 0.5 and not 1.5 because it started up at the top. The other way to remember is if you think about if the meniscus were all the way down here at like 49, halfway between 49 and 50, it wouldn't make sense to read the burette as 50.5 because the burette can only dispense 50 milliliters of liquid. So 50.5 is never a measurement that you would ever have as a burette reading. So once you get the reading, you say you needed 5 milliliters in the container that you were dispensing into. So if the starting point is 6.5, you turn the valve, you would drain water or drain liquid until you would reach 11.5. And that is how you use a burette.